Hey 4-H'ers, we hope you're doing all right today. This is the second part of our officer training. We hope you've already looked at the officer training video that we've posted previously. Our purpose today is to let you see what a 4-H meeting looks like. You do see we're in COVID days, so we're practicing social distances in this meeting. So our sound may be not quite what it needs to be, but we hope you'll be able to learn from this. What I want you to look at, each office, if you would look at your specific position so you can see your role during a 4-H meeting. You will see that played out today through these officers that are presenting today. Also, for any of you that will be doing a presentation during the meeting, a project talk or a demonstration, you'll see some good examples today of how 4-H'ers can give a little more detail when they're giving their project talk. Show us something that you have made. Tell us a little more detail than just standing up and say, I have a dog, his name is Sam. Okay? That's okay, but a little more detail would be good. And you'll see some good examples of that today. So, this is a 4-H meeting. This is a model meeting, what your meeting should look like, and we hope you can learn from it. So, officers, take it away.
This 4-H meeting will please come to order. The pledge to American flag will be led by Zoe, and the 4-H pledge will be led by Mason. Everyone please stand and remain standing for both pledges.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Attention, pledge.
I pledge my head to clearer thinking,
My
my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living, for my club, my community, my country, and my world.
The thought for the day will be given by Grace.
Don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. John Wooden.
Our Secretary, Mason, will now read the minutes of the last meeting.
The March 4-H meeting took place on March 6, 2020 at 1:30 p.m. at the 4-H office. The meeting started with Mr. Turner calling up the officers. Mason called the meeting to order. The American Pledge was led by Madison Valentine. The 4-H Pledge was led by Olivia B. Cassidy C. gave the thought of the day. Service Project Chairs Jesse and Cassidy gave updates. In March, the 4-H Club will be collecting items for the Sevier County Animal Shelter. Our song leader, Audrey, then led us in a song entitled My Country 'Tis of Thee. Demonstrations were then given by Zoe M., Cassidy C., Carissa M., Justin C., and Caitlin H. Mason turned the meeting over to Mr. Turner. Mr. Turner gave out newsletters and went over it with more details.
Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? If not, they stand approved as read.
The Service Learning Chairman, Addie, will now give our Service Learning report.
For the service project, we collected cans of tuna for the Sevier County Food Ministry. Our club collected 43 cans. We had 6 students and 6 adults help with the project. We learned that the Sevier County Food Ministry serves the residents of the Sevier County that need help providing food for their families. Together we can make a difference.
Our song leader, Zoe, will now lead the club in a song.
If you would please stand, we are now going to sing the first verse and the chorus of Rocky Top. 1, 2, 3, go.
Wish that I was on old Rocky Top, down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bills. Once I had a girl on Rocky Top, half bear, other half cat. Wild as a mink, but sweet as soda pop, I still dream about that. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Our demonstration will be given by Sophia. Hi, my name is Sophia and I'm in 9th grade, and for my project I made a poster showing you guys how to make a Thanksgiving craft. So step 1, I got a paper bag. You can get this from Dollar Tree or anywhere where you can find paper bags, and I flipped it around. Step 2, I got googly eyes and glued it to the bag for the turkey's eyes. Step 3, I cut out a triangle of orange construction paper and glued that to the bag for the turkey's beak. Step 4, I cut out a squiggly line of red construction paper and glued that to the bag for the turkey's gobbler. And then step 5, I cut out leaf shapes for the turkey's tail feathers and glued them to the back of the bag. And on each of the leaves, I put one thing that I'm thankful for. So for some things that I put mountains, my education, family, friends, and food. And that is a fun little Thanksgiving craft that you guys can do with your family and friends. And now Jaden will give a demonstration.
Hi, my name is Jaden, and for my 4-H project, I chose line and design. So I decided to do woodworking, and I made this small little phone/tablet stand. It took about 10 to 15 minutes to create, and only a few materials such as a scrap 2x4, a table saw, a chop saw, some sandpaper, and a little bit of paint. I first started off by using my chop saw to cut the 2x4 to roughly 5 to 6 inches in length, and then I ran it through the table saw to get this little groove. Once completed with those steps, I used the sandpaper to clean it up a bit, make it a little bit smoother inside, and then I hit it with some paint and the remaining sandpaper to give that rustic look. Once I completed all those steps, I then decided to create a few more, and then I sold them on the side. That's all.
And now I have a demonstration. Okay. Hello, my name is Carissa, and my project is Creative Arts and Design. So you might not think that creative arts and design is important in everyday life, but you see it everywhere you go. You see colors when you go outside, you see textures, or you feel them, you see shapes, you see space, you see lines, and you see forms. So I have brought stuff that I made to help represent each of these different designs. First, I have color. Color is important because it brings life, in a sense, to the world. So you see white on this shirt, but you also see other colors like purple, blue, red, green, and maybe some pink. Another aspect would be shapes. You see shapes all the time, circles, triangles, but there is a difference between a shape and a form. A form is going to be something that is 3D, that you see, like you can hold it in your hand, a sphere, a cylinder, a cube. You also can have space. I'll pull the owl out again. Space is going to be something between two shapes. I have two circles. The space on this owl is the space between the two circles that I can put my finger through. So there's space between the two wings, the 2 feet, the nose and the wing. It's anything that you have in between two objects. I can have a shape over here and a shape over here, and in between it there's the space. Texture, you feel texture. There is textures that are soft, hard, smooth, maybe rough. This is a pillow that I made. It's just yarn, so everybody knows what yarn feels like. It's a soft, maybe a little rough texture. Lines and shapes are different. A line, if you have a line, you take paper and there's the line. Another line would be that. This is a line When a line changes into a shape, it's when it connects. So I have a line, and then once it touches itself, it becomes a shape. I can make a line and then draw, and it connects, and it still has another line out of it. Now, this does not mean that it's one shape with a line coming out. It means this part is the shape, and this part is going to be the line. So now you've seen different aspects of line of design: color, texture, shape, line, form, and space. So hopefully when you walk outside or even in your own home, you can find these things. Thank you. And now Addie will give a demonstration.
Hi, my name is Addie, and for my project I chose line design, so I decided to make this painting. For my painting, I used watercolor and acrylic paint. The supplies you'll need are a canvas, blue watercolor, white acrylic paint, and yellow acrylic paint. First, I added light yellow to the canvas. Then I filled in the stripes, and then I mixed the blue watercolor with the white acrylic paint, and then I filled in the area around it, like the front and the sides, with the blue watercolor, and that's how you make this painting.
And now Zoe will give a demonstration.
Hi, my name is Zoe. I'm in 8th grade, and this year I chose Recreation and Performing Arts as my project. Now, that big word, recreation, starts with an R. That is anything that we do in our free time, any hobby that you have: gardening, swimming, knitting, reading, drawing. It's a recreation. Some forms of recreation that I enjoy are drawing. Doesn't matter if it's on the back of a printing sheet, a sketchbook like this, or on your iPad. It is a form of recreation. Another common form of recreation is reading. Same as drawing, doesn't matter if it's on a book, an e-book reader, your iPad, your mom's phone, it's reading. That's a very common form of recreation, and many people enjoy it. When you think recreation, you probably think playing with toys like Legos. Legos are very common. You can get sets, you can just collect pieces, and you can get big boxes full of random pieces. I built this from a set, but it doesn't have to be just Legos. You can play with little plastic figures, collectibles, anything. Recreation can also be collecting items. I like to collect rocks. That might seem weird, but I like to collect their shapes, and I have quite a big collection at home. Some people collect coins, some people collect stamps, doesn't matter, it's still collecting, which is a recreation. Another form of recreation that I like to do, that can also be considered as performing arts, is playing the guitar. Now, my teacher likes old-timey music, so I know a lot of Beatles songs, I know a lot of old folk songs, but one of my favorites is probably Freight Train. I've been taking lessons for about 3 years, and it's probably one of my favorite forms of recreation. I had fun learning about this project this year and look forward to what I can learn again later.
The 4-H leader will now take charge of our meeting.
Okay, thank you 4-H'ers for a good job, and those of you that are watching this video, we hope you now see what takes place in a 4-H meeting. At this part of the meeting, at the end, the president would simply turn over the meeting to the 4-H staff that's there. They would have some announcements, they would have some updates about upcoming activities, they would give you a newsletter, they may present some type of educational program to you. But if you will remember, if you will take this video that you've seen today, if you have not looked at the other officer video, if you'll put those two together, officers, you'll have a good understanding of what your position is, what you need to do to be ready. Remember, a meeting like this takes place with some preparation. There's some things that you need to do before the meeting day, so make sure you get those things done so you're ready. Complete your outline sheet. make sure everybody knows what their role is in the meeting, and it will run very smoothly. And we'll look forward to seeing you at your next 4-H meeting. We'll look forward to officers to you see and fulfill your duties just like you've seen today.